It's your boy, Black Captain, stepping on the mic once again. I am going to give you sort of a snapshot of a game called Mist of, I believe it's Noya. It is let's see, kind of like a Castlevania RPG meets, people will say Minecraft, but there's less building physical structures and more of just upgrading your base. So it's kind of, I'd say it's more of like Castlevania meets Rogue Legacy and Splunky, though I've never played it, but the idea of kind of going down in a world and getting resources to upgrade your character. That's not mean not Splunky. The going down in a world is and making progress with the whole. It's not necessarily a roguelike, but it's still kind of a world like Terraria in a sense. But and then the combat like Castlevania and the artwork, amazing artwork. So it's in early access right now, pretty early access. I would say this is a. I mean, you see the number; it's halfway to an actual solid number. I would say it's alpha beta. It's playable for sure, and you're gonna see. I started a character or really a game. You don't. Apparently, I'm not sure how things save. So, but I did make a world. I've played this for about 5 hours. I thought it'd be fair to show people what this game is like. If you're looking to buy into it, I like the game where I wouldn't stream it and I wouldn't write this sort of video as review, kind of off the top of my head. I've wanted to show people at least what it is. No point really going into the graphical settings. There's very limited you can add or change. So you get 5 characters. You've got a let's. I knew it was gonna do that. So well, you've got 5 characters. I knew what they would cycle through, like a ninja, some kind of summoner, and this guy who is a healer. I'm just gonna go. How much money do I have? I wish I could deposit money. So I'll explain some things in a bit. I'm still kind of learning. Really wish I could drop money. I don't want to have to slowly. Oh wow, there's that. Okay, so while I'm wasting all my skills, you've got so you had 5 characters: a ninja, some sort of other type of ninja like a summoner. My guy that I'm playing, who of course is the very awesome color of that he is I would say a paladin, big sword, healing capabilities, stuff like that. You've got NPCs that kind of protect your base. This is your base, limited. This is your crystal, so this is sort of the tower defense. Sort of. This is basically your last life. When this thing is destroyed, the game's over. I'm assuming your game's over, but you can die any number of times, and you'll respawn right above it with this losing half your money. So, you've got different utilities on your base, such as you've got a forge where you'll make all your sort of weapons and gear. That all happen here. You've got your forging, furnace rather, is where you basically smelt down the raw materials. You get some of them anyway, pretty much just ores. You've got a farm. I haven't done much with it. It all costs a lot of money, but you can grow. It's basically you grow some components. You grow some food that you can grind here in the mill or refine in a mill, which will then be taken probably not to this place, probably here. Your cooking is what apparently it's called, where you can make food and drinks. These give you passive buffs, typically in the form of healing. I need to investigate in this as I go a little bit further in this game. I have not found an egg yet. Then you've also got your potion sort of area. I've not really been able to dabble with them because some of these materials are very difficult to find. I've not found a lot of them, some of the basic components, and actually getting a bottle of water was very difficult, very challenging. And then on the top floor, I don't think this actually unlocks anything. This is your storage, very important because it's pretty not easy to find storage, and you have to buy additional slots. This is your money: copper, silver, gold. I think it's 100 of each currency to go to the higher version, with gold being the highest. And then this is I'm gonna assume an alchemist table of some sorts. I've not been able to use it, but you can upgrade, enchant your weapons. I've never been able to I don't. I've never gotten to this point yet. I don't know. Nothing's explained. The tutorial is non-existent. So, and then you can go to the top of this and look at the scenery, or whatever. Can I jump on some of this? Oh, I can go on top. No, you can't. And so, as you can see, you've got some pretty bad guys here. Typically, when you start this game, there will be no gate. This will be empty. And so, when it comes to defending your base, you've got these NPCs, your own self, and then you can buy gates that you can craft. I'll just leave it open so you see they'll run straight for. The NPC pretty much runs straight for you. And I'm showing you a little bit of the basic combat. NPCs typically run straight to you. The enemies that you're seeing are undead. They spawn at night, obviously, kind of like 7 Days to Die. Just want to kind of show you how the different base progressions. I don't know what this is. I don't know what that is. So maybe I can find it. This is money, the lowest form of currency. Always in abundance is copper. So yeah, when you basically go out in the world, get resources, and defend yourself from douchebags like this guy who will just fly through everything. Things will come under the ground to get you. It's not always fair, but it is what it is. So I guess I'll show you a little more in terms of the crafting. So you can always craft at any point in time. So the miscellaneous category is always available to you if you have the materials. Some of these things are, so you've got your basic armor here, wood armor. When you got fishing poles, there's this fishing. It's very simple. You just drop your line in the water and pull it out. It's very simple. I'm assuming the better quality stuff. It's not really explained, but and I guess since I'm giving a review, I'll show you some of the complicated parts. So I don't know any of these crystals, what they do. I think they're for unlocking some big baddie in the end. Water is going to be something basic that you're going to want to craft if you get into this game. And then you can see, and I guess I'll kind of go into here to pull up kind of stats. So stats break down, actually let's just go into my character window. So here are your stats. There's no tooltips to help you figure out what they mean. So some of them are a little self-explanatory. Like this is obviously physical power. I didn't know actually what this was. This was magical resistance, but this is actually your magical power. Obviously, life and mana. Only mana regens normally. Life will regen if you've got a skill that helps you regen life. My guy has 2 because he's a healer class of sorts. And then there are foods and potions I believe that you can use that unlock that. I've got sunglasses. Didn't even know when I picked this up. And then you've got, I think this is physical and then magical defense. I think this is skill cooldown. I thought this was mana regen. This is actually movement speed. Or maybe this is movement. I don't know. No, this is attack speed. This is movement speed. This is critical hit. Fishing power, and then harvesting power. So, when you're smacking trees or the higher that number, the faster things will, resources will disappear. A little about the NPCs. Some of them you can actually buy stuff. So I can buy some potions from this guy, which is probably not a bad idea since everything unhotkeyed when I logged out the last time. Inventory doesn't sort automatically. You can hotkey or add shortcuts, rather. There's no real hotkeys. You can add shortcuts to certain items to use them, such as I do that for my meat, my healing, and then my warp back scroll. They call it scroll escape. All will be pretty familiar to people who play Diablo or Diablo type games like that. So, oh great. So yeah, you see how the enemies run straight through the world, and they'll always attack the character if it's nearby, typically. Do you sell anything? No, you don't. Some NPCs don't do anything but defend, which is fine because while you're out in the world, you'll want to defend. I'm on day 14. I thought there's supposed to be like a horde. So I'll take you a little bit out in the world. I think I'm going to go ahead and eat some meat. Get a little of that life regen going. So attacks, you can't hold the weapon, so you have to basically button mash. You've got your basic attack, which is probably what you'll be doing for the majority of the time. I can obviously harvest things. There are a bunch of friends here. You've got your, and I didn't show you that skill, but you've got your basic attack, which is obviously your melee, this thing, and then you also have, and you know, my character is mid-range powerful. You can attack in the air, though it's not really useful most of the time. Maybe other characters have different attacks. You've got your, kind of like your primary, I'm a hurt things skill, and it's decently spammable, low cost. And then you'll have 3 additional skills that'll be probably your bread and butter in terms of in terms of fighting enemies. Your basic kind of a skill, which I did, the little I don't know, heavy slash, that you'll be spamming that on certain enemies when you get a ways. And then you've got your ultimate ability. Mine is L2. That was that big glowy attack that I did. So everyone has, I mean, all characters have different skills, and I'm just showing you a little bit of what you'll be doing in the basic game. So when you start a character, you won't be this strong, and you'll start in the daytime. For some reason, mine started at night, maybe because I logged off at night. There is a day-night cycle, and you'll see how when you go into different biomes, you'll see this sort of transition. So they actually give you kind of a warning, like, listen, you are going into an area that's going to be stronger than where you were. So I wouldn't expect you to go this far. You've got, just like, you know, your Minecraft or other kind of, not open world, but I guess 2D survival craft games, you'll have different biomes. So I think we'll call this the desert biome. You see how the backgrounds change. This is all basic for people who've played games like this. Enemies do this weird sort of hop out thing when they reach a level that they can't get past. You'll be doing this a lot, though. I do recommend, if you're strong enough when you start out, to come sort of west and get wood, because that is the most, you're not going to, wood is the most basic crafting component, and you'll need it in everything. And wood by itself is useful for upgrading your base, so putting on the gates that you see me have, that's going to be important for keeping the guys out while you're away. Otherwise, they'll just walk straight in your base, and they may or may not attack it. Enemy AI seems to be based on where the player is, so if you leave, your base may or may not be safe. I haven't seen much in terms of enemies being hurt, but if you're near your base, enemies spawn or do things near them. So at night, typically, enemies will try to mob you. As you saw, those little eye enemies. Nothing's labeled though, so outside of anything that you can pick up, like I can figure out the name of these things by selecting them. But these enemies, there's no pop-ups or nothing. Oh, I know I can use them. I forgot to use a mouse too. You can control with the controller and mouse. I'm using a controller because I don't like WSD, and you can't modify the controls. I'll show you briefly. No, I don't want to do that. What options? Alright, can I do in here? Guess not. Okay, yeah, you can't change your options in there. And it's maybe because I'm doing multiplayer. I figured I wanted to experience it just in case people were playing multiplayer. They are, but there's you know, the community's probably not as big. It's, you know, this game is in early access. They do have a Discord, and I've heard the devs are friendly. I put my feedback there. I didn't get any comment, but some dude trolled me, so that's a thing. But, you know, hello to online games. I wanted to show you just a little bit more of this overworld area and kind of show you what you'll basically be doing. It'll take you probably 5 swings to kill these guys. I've got mid-range armor, so I've got the gold. I'm on gold tier, and I went kind of caster. Lighter armor gives you better attack, mana, and certain stats. And then the heavier armor you've got they call it robe, but basically you got cloth, and let's call it light armor, and then you've got heavy armor with lowering attack and increasing or decreasing attack when you get. See, this guy is a douche. You also have a dodge too. You can dodge through enemies. Enemies, for the most part, if they don't have a basic sort of I'm gonna hit you attack, they'll just run into you. That's pretty much what they'll do. Oh, you get to see me do a little bit more here. So yeah, this is what they do. They run directly into you. That's what they do. There's my other move. I've got a healing attack. Or healing attack, healing skill. This character, I do recommend this guy. I haven't played any of the other characters, but I mean, the Black Captain is always going to play the black character. And I'm glad that they do have that. I hope they offer an option to, somewhat customize the look of your character. Gear doesn't change how you look, so, I mean, I have an axe. What am I using? I've got a dagger. I'm still using my basic weapon. So there's no visual changes, no aesthetic changes. All stages are just for stats. You do have, so I said you have in terms of moving around, you can obviously run, but you've got a jump, you've got dodge. You also have a double jump, and you can wall jump too. Wall jumping will be useful for moving around in the mines, which I'll show you. I'm on my way there. I just kind of wanted to get as far here and get all the trees. This is probably a good time to kind of go down. So climbing's a little bit janky. There's no fall damage, so this is the kind of spelunkering, I think that's the word, aspect of the game. So you've got resources and enemies up on the surface, and then you have a whole world under here. Again, this is basic, right? But what they do is, there's a little frenzy. Here's a little wall jump. You can wall jump off a double jump. You can wall jump off a single jump. You can wall jump off of a dash. So there's, your basic components, gold and stone. I'm sorry for I can't even really apologize for it, but all the sort of tutorial stuff here, there's nothing I can do about that. I don't plan on constructing wood armor, but maybe I'll probably warp back and then show you a little bit in terms of crafting. Oh, my food's gone. I can hit you from here, can I? Yes, I can. You don't get any air combos. At least not this character that I have. There's none of that. Healing will be very important. So I don't want to show you what happens when you die, but dying is never fun. But you don't lose any resources. But from my understanding, you lose half the money you've had. Which money, there's stuff you could do with money, but the best stuff is going to be crafted. So I wouldn't worry about too much, especially in the early game, worrying about dying. Just concern yourself with trying to upgrade your base. Upgrade your character and get wood. And then run down to the mines. Like, while I did recommend going west first, you're not going to be strong enough to handle what I was fighting earlier. You're better off going down. Yeah, walk right into that. Thank you. You're better off going into the mine, like, nearly immediately. So yeah, here's ore. I don't know if pretty sure I pointed that out. So they do show you, and you'll see in the upper right hand corner of the screen, sort of where you are and what part of the day you're in. For anyone that's played 7 Days to Die, you've got the enemies. Yeah, the enemies do change in the nighttime cycle. You've got your basic flora, fauna, and bad guys that'll pretty much always be around at any time of the day. But at night, they disappear for undead and zombies and really horrible things. So for what I've found so far, outside of a very scary Grim Reaper, there's some very strong daytime things, and the nighttime stuff seems to all be the same. So I'm just kind of showing you what the mines look like. The sort of layout doesn't necessarily change. I don't think this is random at all, which is fine. But what I mean by layout is, even if there was some sort of rogue-like component, the sort of and you'll see like some kind of errors, so you kill an enemy and sometimes the after image will still be there, which just freaked me out the first time that happened, and I'm just kind of used to it now. But yeah, you'll see where you are in the world. So you've got daytime lasts for, and it zips. I think it zips by pretty fast. So a minute is a second in a real life second, and so that would make an hour a minute, real life minute. And I believe there's like 16 hours in the day, or we have actual daylight. Oh, it hit that guy way up there. I'm not mad at that. Verticality is a real thing. It's the players at a very big disadvantage when it comes to that. As you see enemies that can fly, they'll just come right through the environment and ignore it. want to knock him into that. Yeah, and there's nothing, of course, nothing's your friend, but occasionally you'll find NPCs down here as you explore, and they'll instantly teleport back to your base. You also find these treasure chests, and they typically have worthless loot, like worthless. It tends to be just money, but there I found some gold. I'm at the point in the game where gold doesn't really mean that much to me. Oh, my skills weren't ready yet. So as you can see, this is sort of the mobbing component of the game. Just take advantage of knockback and hit stun. Enemies will always sort of stun when you hit them, so you can mash it. But as you get mobbed, it's going to be nearly impossible to do that for everybody. And this is why playing this multiplayer is such a cool idea. You have to attack treasure chests, which I don't like. I don't like that component. I'd rather just open them up. And as you can see, as I'm somewhat quickly losing life, defense and skills that can keep you alive are very important. You can't see what's below you, so so a lot of times it's smart just to dodge through things, dodge away from things. I'm probably gonna die, but that'll be fine. I'm gonna just kind of show you what happens when you die. So, yeah, combat's pretty fluid. There's buttons are very responsive. I think the character sprites are cool. This kind of reminds me of the graphic style of Chasm, if you guys have ever heard that game. Oh, I can show you my big bad skill. It should be online. There's some delay when it comes to the enemy sprites. Again, this is an early access, so not everything is fully polished, right? I'm gonna have to use my ultimate skill to stay alive. Love it. See, every character has one, and I love the healing one. I mean, it didn't really matter what this guy has because, you know, I'm always gonna play a character that functions like this, and I do like healers. I've noticed. I just like being the popular person, the person that people like having around. No one's ever not happy to have a healer. So as my inventory fills up, I will go ahead and head back in a little bit, since I'm out here, and I'll get to. Well, you've already seen, I guess I can show you the day. Let's go ahead and head back. Pew! And it's back. It's daytime, so I guess I can show you what looks like out here, and I'll show you a little bit in terms of what you'll be doing when you aren't dungeon diving or running around in the world. But I did want to show you at least what the world looks like in the daytime. So your first start of the game will consist of fighting ogres or orcs, whatever they might be. Whatever those things are, don't underestimate them because their attack range is literally their horn, and they mob you very fast. So I don't think you can do anything with some of the apples and cherries you saw me picking up from Pac-Man, but you can eat them, and they do provide some healing. And then you do get a, as you see in the upper left-hand corner, a buff it doesn't. There's no tooltips, but I think the well-fed buff, which is what that's called, contributes to HP regen. So if I go into my inventory, let's say I eat this apple, right? I use it. It shows you right there. But it's going to disappear in a very fast period of time. And I have the well-fed buff, which provides HP regen. And it also provides an initial buff that provided some form of healing at the jump. So definitely worth it to use those things. So I would like to see materials that use these apples and fruits and stuff. Maybe a fruit salad. Definitely liberally use the dodge button, especially before you realize that money does have a purpose. It's not super deep in terms of what you can do with money, but I think it's all pending on what NPCs you have. So, like I said, there's this mill, and I'm not sure if all NPCs you start off. Like I start off with this frog, and they sell scrolls. I've not tried any of these particular scrolls outside of the Scroll of Escape. The Portal Scroll, which is probably what I want to get into, but they cost a little bit more. As you see, I don't have a lot of money. This is your scroll that you can use anywhere. you can warp back to the base, but you can also warp back to where you were. So, you know, if you've ever played Diablo or games that have that mechanic. What I believe the risky scroll is and why it's so cheap, and I think it actually, we'll use it. I think it warps you to a random area in the world. And then, the one, so in terms of pros and cons, I love the combat, love the aesthetic. I think it's pretty cool, and you'll see here's all the things you can do with wood. But let me go ahead and craft. Let's see if crafting some. I've already crafted wood armor. You can craft multiple things. What was that? Oh, I get to see how he's defending the base, and that'll be cool if you want some free. There's no experience yet in this game, but if you want some free resources and money, so I crafted the wooded armor. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Alright, so I'm going to see if I can get rid of these dang quests. I did that before, but it didn't clear the first time. You can craft things one at a time. You can, if I click create more, it's going to craft more of these. So if you like the multiplayer component or just wanting to craft a lot at a fast time, you can do that. Craft the wooden sword. Wooden sword. What is this? There's like a thing here. Is that a slot? I wonder. I don't know what this is. Oh, it's nighttime. And as you can see, this is where all hell breaks loose. Oh, snap! Well, you get the better part of this game. Oh man, this is all bad. This is all bad, and the frames. So this is the day. Yeah, this is the blood moon of sorts. I'm losing all of my frames. I can't even control right now. Let's see if I can keep this guy alive. I can't. My attack is actually not even working. I've lost all of my frames, all of them. But this is important to show it too because this is part of the game. See how they're attacking my base? So I gotta destroy this portal, and I want to keep this guy alive. So they're gonna keep spawning unless I can get out there and destroy that. This is the thing I needed to blow up. I'm done for. Oh, there's the Reaper. There's the Reaper! It's all bad! It's important that I show you this because... Oh, I think I dodged into it. And I'm dead. So yeah, it's not stable. I'm just seeing how much I can do. I'm just spamming things to see. We'll probably find out what will happen when I lose. But yeah, this is. I'm glad I was able to show you this. So yeah, I lose my attack. Okay, cool. The gate's gone. The Reaper's gone too. All right, I can get frames now. I can actually do something. Why can I get my items back now? Oh, there we go. All right, yeah. These little demon babies are the worst, absolute worst. And they spawn from this character. So yeah, I don't get to know what the names of these things are. Maybe that's Medusa, and she spawns demons. I don't know. The thing I also don't like about these demons is that there's no, like, I just don't know what their names are. Like, I don't know. So, well, there's two portals there. My thought is there's typically another portal. I wonder if I lost any NPCs. Yep. Let's just go and waste that, since I'm gonna die anyway. Oh gosh. I can't actually do anything, I'm being mobbed. As you can see, this is the game. This is the game. So yeah, being strong, very useful. There's the Reaper of Doom! No! I can't actually do anything. But yeah, the whole purpose of what you really want to do is just destroy those portals. So if you don't have a... I don't know if I can get there. I'm just trying to destroy enemies, enough enemies that I can move. Usually, I gotta go so far away before I can actually... And I have there's a death... So there is a death penalty, too. If you die. Uh-oh. I can't attack my... Oh, God. So yeah, like, this is the early access problems. When the frames just go away. And I can't, there's not that much I can do except, like, run far away and maybe hope to get them back. But as you can see, they don't, nothing bad happens to them, but I can't actually attack. And he's gonna run straight through. There, my frames are back. I like how the guy is like, I'm getting beat up here. Alright, let's see if we can destroy this gate thing. Before, or not destroy the gate, yeah, destroy these, See how I can't attack vertically here? This is nothing I can do, but I did destroy one of them, so... I mean, I like it. I like this. Minus the dramatic loss in frames, obviously. Oh, I phased through. Okay, that'll work. Oh, can I get the thing down? There we go. I just think the game can't handle a lot of characters on the screen. Cause my computer definitely can. I've got a mid-range, decent computer. Take that. Alright. That's it. And that's what you'll be doing every 7 days. If you've played 7 Days to Die, you're familiar with that? I think I lost like 2 NPCs. Do my I have the power skill. You can heal NPCs, and my character can heal the crystal. So I'll just show you really quick. It's got, I'm not sure how much life it has. It was missing a little bit of life, but I can heal the crystal as you saw there, which is cool. Really slowly. I don't know if it heals over time. And so yeah, that's Mist of whatever it is, Noya. Noya. I lost 2 NPCs, and they were very useful. They were very useful. So yeah, the cons in the game, obviously the frame losses is bad. The lack of explanation on things is bad too. So a lot of the stuff I figured out on my own or forums. You can't. I don't know the life of this gate. I don't know, like the life only shows up when it's damaged. I don't perceive I can heal it. That's not it. No, I can't heal it doing that. Death, I mean, as you see, I don't know how much money I lost. Maybe the mechanics not in there. But yeah, when it's running well, I love fighting all the enemies. Obviously built for multiplayer. I'm playing in the multiplayer, what setting, whatever. I wanted this experience since I'm probably not gonna be able to get enough troll people together. Let's see here. Can I do something with this? Okay, cool. So you just toss things in there and you can disenchant it. So they do have that. This is not explained. Oh, son of a biscuit. Never gonna get these quests done. So anyway, that's it. That's what I wanted to show this game. I think it's fun. It's very fun right now. It's challenging right now. I don't actually, unless you've got friends to actively play, I don't recommend playing this, jumping on the multiplayer and playing it solo. I would recommend that you play this with the single player version. I will just show you, and that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, so let's go into actual pros and cons in the game. I think pros, yeah, combat, visuals. I like the skills. I like what they have in mind in the future. I mean, obviously this game isn't fully complete yet, so you know we need the talents, upgrading these skills. You get experience in the world, so the actual RPG component we're missing. Wood ring. I don't like flying enemies. The player's at a huge disadvantage when it comes to flying enemies. And also, what's up with that? Nothing's explained in this game, so the tutorial is, I want to go with pros and cons, but usually what ends up happening is something bad happens while I'm playing. And then I think of the cons. Wood ring and wood shield. I do like that the crafting is pretty deep. I've already did this. I like the... I mean, I always like the premise of kind of going out into the world and finding stuff. So, you know, this is kind of like the discovery that happens in this game. I think that's pretty cool. Disenchant. I like that there's a disenchant feature. Didn't know that it existed until now. I don't even know what I'm getting. Green enchant. Okay, so make sure you disenchant things instead of selling them like I have been doing for the past forever. I don't know if I can I disenchant this stuff? No? Okay. A lot of this is kind of figure it out on your own. Can't say I like the background, the graphics enough. It's just amazing. I do like that there are NPCs you can have around your base. You have to find them, so it gives you, there's some reward in running around trying to find, you know, something to defend your base. Saving happens automatically, by the way. This is completely offline to me now that I don't have any NPCs for it. That's a shame. And that's where I can really go into the cons. The lack of interface for explaining statistics or really anything is very much hurting the game. Makes the game extremely difficult to start on. Lack of character customization is a sad point. I don't know where they're gonna go, if they're gonna make it cost money. I've already paid for the game, so I don't know if they're gonna include any of it for free. While I like the combat, I don't like the... There's not much you can do in terms of when you get mobbed. I mean, this character is not really a character for fighting. It's for healing. I only have really one skill for damage. And you know, I'm playing a healer, so all I have is healing. But obviously, if you lose NPCs, this comes in completely offline. There's a person that sells seeds. I don't have that now, which means I can't grow stuff, and then I can't refine it. So this whole right side of the world is completely offline. And which probably puts offline a lot of what you could do with food, too. And the only way I'm going to find them, I might have to reload the game. I think the difficulty is a bit high initially. I don't know how new people are going to... Like, I jumped in when there was no idea of what to do, and the amount of wood that you need to even make some of that basic stuff was hard. I didn't find enough. I found barely enough to make one armor. And then I started off wrong. Don't jump in thinking, oh, I'm just gonna survival this game. No, like I started refining coal, which that's pretty much wood's only other purpose outside of building bases is to refine coal. I guess I'll show you that you can do this, and then you can also do that, so you can build any number amount of a resource in order to keep building. You could also, and you can do that over a course of 6 different slots. You can also just press create a bunch of times, and it'll create a single. It will create whatever the number of the amount of this for you to pick up later. And another cool, and it's probably going to disappear, but an interesting sort of thing is that I can go into my crafting menu here, and I can actually grab this stuff right now. So, and then here's the basic stuff that you can craft, though none of it's explained. This guy right here is probably a con. Very difficult person to fight in the starting of the game. Extremely challenging. Not anymore for me now. I did not like that guy. Can I get crushed? No, I was supposed to do side. So the lack of tutorial is gonna hurt this game. I think the difficulty will probably hurt this game for a little bit. Oh, sweet. See, there's the basic characters. I need that guy. He's a tiller, I'm assuming. I'm gonna call him Mr. Tiller. And one thing I don't know is if you could have harvested some, like the resources that I can get now. Like I know I have a better version of an axe, but I don't remember these flowers ever being here. So I feel like they only kind of spawned or became a thing when I equipped a better tool. But yeah, the lack of things being explained it hurts this game a lot. And just the missing functions too. You know, there's no experience right now, so I can't upgrade talents. I mean, if you notice in there, talents are coming soon. TM. So we'll never know. Similar with that, I can't. If we go into crafting, a lot of these things are actually off limits to me. So I'll just show you really quickly what I can't do. Right now, I can build sort of the basic components that can gear up, but at the anvil, I think the anvil pretty much has everything that you can do. Actually, you know what? I think... Okay, never mind. It's because you're not at the certain station that you don't have access to certain things. But yeah, this is ridiculous. I do like you can also, like... Yeah. Kind of dash jump. That's a thing. Though I'm not sure for what. This costs all this money for seeds. And I think you only get, like, 1 of them. And these things are... This is not cheap. Like, that's expensive. So I'm just going to show you really quickly what that did. So all it does is sort of just unlock a crafting. Take that, take it all. So yeah, I can do that, and I know you just make one, and it takes a long time. Probably takes a full day for that to grow. So you won't see me be able to process some of those different things. I think storage costing as much as it does sort of sucks. It took me forever to get 1 gold, and I'm not even close to 3, so that's not going to happen. I could probably sell some of these different things. You can sell stuff with the right mouse button. But yeah, I'm a little bit all over the place. I like the game. I recommend buying it if you like what you see so far. I would also recommend if you don't, or you maybe put this game on your watch list. I think they're going to do some nice things with this game. That's my hope anyway. I can't see how much these things sell for. Let me see. If I sell 1, do I get 1 silver? I got at least 1 silver. So, like how gold, a refined gold bar, which takes 2 ore. Anyway. The conversions for things are hopefully early access. I don't, like, some things I don't understand. Like, why it costs 2 gold ore to make a gold bar, and I can sell it for 1 silver. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, I mean, early access. There's a lot in here so far. Even if it's basic, the basics are here. You will be going down into the world, getting resources, and refining them in the forge, and unlocking better recipes to do hopefully more things. The sort of end game stuff is here, and you need an ungodly amount of stuff, which you're probably never going to get in this version of the game, which means they don't want you to test that. But that's fine. I think you can at least get to hopperite. maybe even this. I've not found that yet. I'm at gold, which is probably a great spot where people will stop at. Bone was the next one. I think Bone, then Vine, Hoplite, whatever, and it kind of goes from there. There's two versions, just to kind of explain again how complicated this game is. You see like this is an axe here, which is not even an upgrade for me, but I made a different weapon. You've got your tool, which is your axe and a pickaxe, and you can kind of see it there, axe, pickaxe. Then you've got these different weapons, so wood dagger, wood staff, and then wood sword. Nothing changed aesthetically, so what you really are paying attention are stats. So pick the one that you want to spec your character in. I feel like you get limited choices. Like in the gold level, you only get this, which I thought was weird. You get critical hit or attack speed, and this is critical hit and life. So yeah, I don't know. I can get down with that. Armor is the same sort of deal. You've got your robe armor, which is more for attacking and less, glass cannon, and then you've got your heavy stuff, which is the opposite. Not bad in terms of attack, and I probably will consider respecking. But yeah, that's gonna be my sort of synopsis of this game. I think it's fun. I love the look of it. I guess I'll show you where we go with this other warp scroll we got, when I can find it. Let's try it. Oh God! Don't use the scroll. Don't use the scroll. Yeah. So that's Miss Noia. Can I jump in here? Where are we? I don't know what happened, but that's Miss Noia, y'all. Wow, it took me nowhere. All right, well, y'all take care. Peace.